Alright, what is up guys? It's Tired here and welcome back to another Honkai Star Rail video. In today's video we'll be doing a recap for the version 1.2 update live stream. Yeah, I guess we'll just proceed into it. For the TLDR, on version 1.2 we'll finally have the story continuation for Xianzhou. We'll have two banners. The first one will be Blade, the second one will be Kafka. We will also have a new 4-star character in Luca. We'll have two new maps and new enemies. Speaking of enemies, we'll have a new weekly boss named Fantilia. Yep. We'll have 3 events for version 1.2. We'll have new stages for the Forgotten Hall, which will give us the free Yukong. And we'll have the World 7 for the simulated universe. We'll also be getting 2 new relic sets and planar sets. We'll have double drops for relics and planar sets. We'll have 2 new companion missions for Kafka and Yukong, and the daily check-in event will be back on version 1.2, which will give us a total of 10 special passes. So yeah, if you guys want a little bit more in-depth recap, stay tuned. So yeah, we'll proceed with Blade. Blade is the first new character that will be released in version 1.2. So he is a wind destruction character, and his kit revolves around consuming his HP. So just a quick rundown of his kit. His skill consumes his HP, which makes him enter the Hellscape state. During this state, his basic attack will be enhanced, which will now deal AoE damage, but will still consume his HP. His ultimate, what it does is it sets Blade's HP to 50% of his max HP, so it can act as a pseudo heal. It deals AoE damage to the enemies based on his attack, his max HP, and his total HP loss during the battle. His talent consumes HP, or rather, when his HP is consumed or is hit by the enemies, he gains 1 charge stack, and once the charge stack is maxed, he deals an AoE follow-up attack and restores some of his HP. For his technique, it consumes a percentage of his HP and deals damage to the enemies. Alright, now for his banner. His banner will include Arlan, Sushang, and Natasha. So Arlan, another destruction character which consumes his HP as well, and it gives him damage boost. Sushang, a physical hunt character, and in my opinion one of the best breakers in the game. And the healer Natasha, which you guys should have a copy. Of course, he will also have his LC, which I don't have any information to give you guys with. Alright, there you have it guys for Blade. At first glance, since he consumes a lot of his HP, of course he would need a healer, and one of the best healer out there, of course, is Luocha, because he provides exceptional healing, and once his field is active, every time an ally attacks, the party restores HP. So yeah, definitely good synergy with Luocha. So if you guys have Luocha and you have the resources, pulling for Blade you guys should be considering pulling for Blade. So next up we have Kafka, the lightning nihility character. So her kit revolves around damage over time. Very interesting kit. So a quick rundown: her skill does AoE damage, and if the targeted enemy or enemies has an existing DOT debuff, Kafka will trigger the damage for that DOT debuff. So it acts as a detonator, I guess. Her ultimate deals AoE damage and has a chance to inflict the shock debuff. If the target already has shock, the ultimate will trigger the damage for shock. So again, it acts as a detonator, but only for the shock debuff. Her talent is very interesting because I don't think we've seen her talent during the prologue, the first part of the game. Her talent makes her do a follow-up attack whenever an ally does a basic attack. The follow-up attack has a chance to inflict shock as well. Now for her technique, very standard, she deals AoE damage to the enemies and has a chance to inflict shock. Now for her banner, we have characters that give DOTs. So first we have the new character Luca, which I believe is a physical nihility character. His kit revolves around bleed, and I think he only does single target damage, I believe. I'm not sure. Now for Sampo, very good windbreaker. He can apply the wind shear debuff, which is another form of DOT, and I think he also increases the damage received from DOTs. For Serval, she is a erudition character, but she does have the ability to apply shock into enemies. So as you guys can see, Kafka really works well with DOT characters. She will also have her 5-star signature light cone, of course, and I don't think there's information that was given in her Emblade's light cone during the live stream. So yeah, definitely pulling for Kafka, but not for the usual reasons. Definitely interested in her DOT triggering kit, and I believe she will only get better as more DOT characters are released. Alright, next up we have, as I've said earlier, we have 2 new maps, which is the Alchemy Commission and the Scale Gorge Waterscape, which might be the most beautiful map in Honkai Star Rail when it's released. It has like an underwater setting, but I don't think it is underwater. So with the release of the new maps, we'll also have new enemies, one that looks like a gorilla and one who might be your new waifu. I don't know. That being said, with the story, the final boss might be the new weekly boss in Fantelia, which will have 3 phases, and she will give the mats or the materials that will be used for Blade, Kafka, and Luca. We'll also have a new stage for the Stagnant Shadow. The new stage will give mats for Blade, and yeah, definitely excited for the story. Hopefully this is the end for the Shianzo arc. Yeah, I guess we'll proceed with the events. For the events, we have 3. The first is the Tales of the Fantastic. The second one is the Underground Treasure Hunt, and the third one is the Where Are You Mystery Trotter. So as usual, we'll get resources like XP books and Lightcone upgrade materials. We'll also have Stellar Jades, of course. Now for the Underground Treasure Hunt, one of the rewards will be a theme for the Trailblazer messages in the chat box. So as you can see here, it appears to have a red background with, I guess it's called Where is the Rabbit chat box. So I guess that white stuff is the rabbit. But yeah, it's basically for aesthetic purposes for the chat box. Alright, now for the Forgotten Hall, we'll have new stages. Upon clearing the first stage of the Forgotten Hall Memory of Shanzo, we'll be getting the free Yukong. So if you guys don't have Yukong yet, this is the chance to get her. We'll also have a Simulated Universe update. So Simulated Universe World 7 will be open. I think a Herta Eidolon will be given for the first clear reward, as well as World 7 will have the 2 new planar sets. So the first one is the Rutilant Arena, which gives crit rate, and if the crit rate is equal or greater than a certain percentage, the wearer's basic attack and skill damage is increased. So this might be great for hunt characters such as Danhang, Sushang, and other characters as well. So for the second new planar set, we'll have the Broken Keel, which increases the wearer's effect resistance, and when the effect resistance is equal or greater to a certain percentage, all allies' crit damage increases. So the first thing that comes to mind is Locha, because Locha loves the effect resistance stat. I believe it increases his healing. So giving Locha this set will also buff the the party with increased critical damage. So, with regards to planar sets, the planar fissure event will be back. This event basically gives double drops for the planar sets. So I would suggest that you guys start saving those tokens that we get for the simulated universe, just so you can use it at this event and get more rewards. Now for relics, we'll have two new relics. The first one increases at 2 piece, it increases the max HP. At 4 piece, when the wearer is hit or HP is consumed by an ally, including themselves, the crit rate is increased, and this effect is stackable. So definitely made for Blade and Arlan. The second one, Messenger Traversing Hacker Space, increases the speed at 2 piece, and at 4 piece, when the wearer uses their ultimate on an ally, including on themselves, speed for all ally increases for a certain number of turns. This effect cannot be stacked. So the first character that comes to mind is Asta, although it might be overkill because Asta already gives speed on her ultimate, but having too much speed is not a bad thing, I guess. Bronya, this can work on Bronya as well, and even Natasha, I think. Yeah. Now, just like the planar ornaments, we will be having an event for relics, which will be double drops. So I don't think dates were given for the events, so you guys might need to log in every day to check on these events. For the companion missions, we'll have one for Kafka and Yukong. This is your chance to get to know the characters even more. And lastly, we will have the Gift of Odyssey, which is a daily check-in event. I'm very surprised that we'll be having another one of this. I'm not complaining. Still no event, or rather still no date on when this will start, but yeah, a total of 10 special passes will be given upon checking in for 7 days. So yeah, there you have it, guys. Just a quick recap for the 1.2 update. Definitely excited for this update. I was looking forward for the story continuation. Unfortunately, we weren't able to get that on the 1.1 update. Of course, the two new characters in Blade and Kafka. I will be pulling for Kafka, so please check out that video when it comes out. And yeah, let me know on the comment section down below if you guys will be pulling for them. There you have it, guys. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.